Zoun, I can never quite wrap my mouth around the pronunciation. It comes with being an American, I guess, but Zoun, named after a general from the War of the Three Kingdoms, I believe, which is a legendary Chinese epic. Featured quite heavily in video games, actually. Dynasty Warriors is based on it. War of the Three Kingdoms, which is a long time PC game, is based on it. And Three Kingdoms Total War, just to name a few. It's a very storied fantasy epic. And Zoun, naming himself after a general from that series, has me kind of wanting to read an adaptation of it, or a translation of it, rather. So, Zoun and Dream are not our most winningest Goodgame Cup competitors, let's just put it that way. But I think they're going to put on a big fight. It's going to be a Reaper opener for Dream, going up against double Adept. First Adept is trying to intercept, but it looks like Zoun might lose a probe here. Oh no. The Adept positioning so good. Dream is denied any lesser of a Protoss, and there would have been 1 to 2 dead workers, but Zoun, near perfect Adept placement, wards off the Reaper. It's in the orange. Oh! Dream, such a good Terran. He is able to get the kill, but does lose the Reaper at the rather early side of things. 3 minutes, 7 seconds. A lot of times you'll see that Reaper go down between the 3.5, 4 minute mark. So Dream is going to be lacking in scouting for a while. Reactor on the barracks. Something to note here is this barracks location is really cheeky, right? You don't really lose anything if it's scouted, but if it's not scouted, your opponent can potentially overreact, think you proxied them. It's cute. It's adorable. It didn't affect Zoun too badly, but there was an effort put in by Dream, and we can all appreciate that. We, as StarCraft players, we're StarCraft fans, can all appreciate just how much those little advantages can add up, how much those gambles can pay off, and how important it is to risk balance your strategies, right? This is a potentially very high reward thing to do at very low risk to yourself. It's not really costing you anything, and it could potentially give you a big advantage over your opponent if they're not paying attention, if they're not careful. Zoun hasn't scouted his opponent in quite some time, as a matter of fact. He doesn't even know the barracks is swapped onto a tech lab. And with this 3 racks factory, I think we're going to see a push out with +1 from Dream. That is, if Zoun doesn't kill off too many units first, but I don't think that's what's going to happen. There is a tank positioned perfectly on the high ground. This is a really nice spot for that siege tank. Plenty of Marines to respond to a completed Adept Shade if it happens, although I don't like where they're standing. I want to make sure this tank doesn't get gunned down, but Zoun could actually hit the far side of this mineral line and get a couple kills. Several SCVs would be dead just by the time Dream was able to react, control click, and pull away his workers. So yeah, I mean, it's a pretty non-violent opener to today's series of games. charge starting up for Zoun. +1 as well. Infantry weapons finishing for Dream. Marauder slow on the way, but probably won't hit till mid-fight as Zoun begins the delicate balance of kiting these units back, trying to pick off a Marine here or there without taking hull damage on these Stalkers. Already, small amounts of hull damage are being incurred to the Stalkers, 2 of them in the orange. But several Marines have died, so Zoun's going to be okay with those trades. Oh, maybe not that one, though. 1 Stalker dead, 1 heavily injured. These units are so valuable for the Protoss right now. Another Stalker gunned down. Marauder slow kicking in mid-fight. Doing a lot of work to finish off those Zealots, and there's no more meat shields left for the Stalkers. They try to get a flank on the tank, but only 1 laser actually hits the siege tank, and the Immortal dies before the siege tank does. The Baja Blast Dispenser is spinning off, trying to make these Stalkers into their own version of Immortal. Shield battery at the 3rd goes down, and it's the only static defense at that location. Dream stutter steps back up the ramp, kills off the meat shields. Again, the Widow Mine will kill off 2 Stalkers with 1 shot. Very nice Widow Mine shot from Dream, and it's really hard to see how Zoun can save this 3rd base, but dang, if he isn't going to try. A lot of the Zealots already dead before the Stalkers close the gap and start being able to fire. The Immortal taken out. Dream with an excellent game number 1. The Dragon flies high on Zoun's Nexus. Dream is getting up to some good gaming here in map number 2. Definitely putting a decisive win on the board with his 2 base, 3 racks play. This time, his proxy is going to be in a much more menacing location outside of his opponent's natural. Moza is very excited about this proxy barracks. She gets very consternated about Terran. I don't know if you can hear my cat in the background. Ay. Okay, so Zoun is going to scout this. And I don't think that Zoun certainly doesn't have enough time to kill off this SCV before the barracks is completed. I don't think. Oh, it's going to be close. Oh my god. The RNG was so terrible for Dream there. So if you guys don't know, while you're building a Terran building, you can tap the T button. That's what the default is anyway. And the SCV will randomly locate to one of the sides of the building, but it's random. And what we just saw there is Dream's SCV is like, okay, I want to go to this side, I want to go to this side, I want to go to this side, and just get killed by probes. That was really not good for Dream. But the second SCV comes along, finishes the job, even if it is a few seconds late, and there will be a Reaper en route. Now, the Stalker is going to have some extra time to hit the field and start defending. So I don't think any probes go down to this first Reaper. Zoun tagging the SCV as well, so it can't build a bunker or anything nefarious like that. And the Reaper is denied at the ramp. The barracks floats home in shame. It's really not the barracks' fault. It's the SCV that's building the barracks' fault. Pylon in the wall from Zoun. He wants to see what comes out from that factory, and he will. He will see this Widow Mine when it pops, so... Yep. There's the scout. Stalker coming in as well. Stops the bunker from being built, and that means more carnage is going to occur in the natural of Dream. At least these two SCVs should die. The Reaper might go down as well, and there may be another delay on the command center. This Widowmine is really happy about that kill. Stalker does get out of dodge. These two being very cheeky with each other. I don't know Korean. I'm sorry, folks. Zoun moves out to take a third Nexus and should be relatively safe to do so. There is a medevac. It's rallied forward aggressively. Okay, it will be a double mine drop. One of the mines already taking damage from a stalker shot. Zoun warping in fresh units at home to help stop this drop. Interception on the bridge takes out half the HP on the medevac. But it is not going to go down before reaching the main of Zoun. It does get well into the orange, though. Two more Stalkers ready to make a play if this medevac tries any funny business. Dream going into Biotank. Stim starting up, +1 starting up, and I have a feeling we're going to see a push as he tries to move out his third, but this is not going to be anywhere near as scary as the last game. It's just Terran macro. It's just Terran macro play. Zoun, however, is playing much more aggressively than in game number 1. We have the Prism out. We have a squad of Blink Stalkers ready to go. I'm sure there's going to be a Warp in as well. Robo Bay behind this to eventually get into Disruptors or Colossi. Eight Stalkers ready to pounce, and this time there isn't a tank out, and there's not going to be for 3 more seconds, and that might not sound like a lot, but those extra couple seconds on the siege tank make this a lot scarier of an attack. Zoun has 2 of these Stalkers in the red. Will light a reactor on fire, but other than that, just trades out with Marines. Let's take a look at the resources loss. 350 to 387. It's pretty even. 50 gas loss for the Protoss as well. So Dream actually slightly ahead on trades, but 3 SCVs were also lost very early on. And you got to remember, Dream had to float his racks home, so his production's a tad behind, or at least it was for a couple minutes, and he had his strategy kind of wrecked from a very, very, very early point in map number 2. This medevac has tried so hard, and finally ends up with 9 probe kills from a Widowmine drop that was happening as we were watching the Stalker action. Colossus coming out for Zoun. Extended Thermal Lance. Charge, as well as +1. But +1 is a ways away. I'm going to be looking for that around the 9-minute mark. Zoun takes a 4th Nexus. His Dream is only sitting on 2. And while he does have a few tanks out, I don't know if he has enough bio to sustain a push here. I think he's just looking to clear a 3rd location, and I think a lot of economy can be safely taken from Zoun. He was really holding on to that shot, huh? Zoun not just taking a 4th base, but attacking the Terran. This is a very bold play. he doesn't have to do this, I don't think, but he wants to. He's ahead in army supply, and it's quality army supply with the 2 Colossus. However, a lot of these Stalkers are injured, and they're walking into 3 siege tanks. I think we're going to see Zoun back off here. He does get a kill on the missile turret, and he doesn't lose any units, but this is a very precarious position for him, and this bio can do a lot of damage if it gets there before Zoun is able to position his army. Radar tower finishing for Dream, so he's going to see Zoun's exact positioning, his exact troop locations on the minimap. Zoun circling around to the left is getting ready to make a play onto the natural of Dream. While this is really secure, only these 2 siege tanks are really defending the Nat for a blue Terran. Dream thinks about dropping and then thinks better of it. Not sure what that was about, actually. We got some prism speed. We got some +2. We got some +1 air weapons for a Protoss. EMP radius finishing up, as well as +2 infantry. We got some armor. We got some vehicle weapons. Dream just slowly pushing forward in his upgrades. Zoun probably going to start +3 weapons as soon as +2 finishes. Got some armor for the Protoss finally wearing up as well. Zoun thinks about pushing into this third. Disruptors take out the radar tower but miss the siege tank. So many of the Protoss units at red or orange health. I'm worried that this army, as cool as it looks, might be somewhat of a paper tiger. Well, oh my god, that was so close to hitting all 3 siege tanks, but it just takes out the 1. I mean, Zoun's still happy with that, but we were this close to greatness. Dream with a gigantic 4 medevac drop zooms in toward Zoun, but he doesn't know that Zoun is above 3 bases right now. He can probably infer 4 and maybe guess at a 5th, but he's about to find out right now. Zoun's still pressuring to the south. Cannon does get a couple shots in at a medevac. Holy mother of pylon. These 2 pylons are powering a lot of gateways independently, so Colossi are summoned home. 6 probes die. Colossi are doing everything they can to clean this up. They target down the Ghost. Still 2 medevacs worth of units left. Dream pushing in at the 3rd base as well. The Alpha X player trying to hold on. So many disruptors. 8 disruptors. Another tank gone for Dream. He's still threatening the main with these medevacs. And Zoun didn't leave any army behind. He's going to warp in 2 zealots, but that's not enough to clean up this push, not by a long shot. Zoun trying to get an attack off the ground. He has gotten a couple Tempests onto the field. One medevac blown out of the sky. Second one under heavy fire. It survives with just 3 hit points to spare. The planetary is going to be a tougher nut for Zoun to crack, and I'm not sure he's up to the challenge just yet. He's still worried about this drop in his main. Several probes have gone down, but I think not much else. Another medevac blown out of the sky, but still 3 operational for the Terran. 10 Marauders, 25 Marines, and 7 siege tanks. A half dozen ghosts as well. Ooh, this is a really nasty tank position. All 3 Colossi look like they're gonna die, but is Zoun actually just trading out the supply here, or was this an accident? I think he might be trading out the supply. He does have 2k gas, 1,000 minerals in the bank, and is engaging the bio on the right flank. We'll be able to get the snipe on this planetary. This is a dead command center no matter what Dream does. He moves out for just a split second and then thinks better of it. He's like, I'd rather take a more advantageous engage on the high ground. A couple stalkers caught rallying forward. Zoun does seem content to pull back to his 5th base for now. Only 1 shield battery here, but a couple cannons to shore up the defense. High Templar bravely shoots this Marauder with an auto attack. A couple Thors hitting the field to try and counter these Tempests. This is a rare moment, folks. At least in my games, I can't speak for everybody, I rarely see Thors in PvT. So this is going to be an interesting interaction. Disruptors do make some connections. Not the best, not the worst. In my estimation, the Protoss is winning a lot here. The remaining bio on the ground, very low health. The Thors get gunned down. Still 2 more to hold the retreat for Dream, and he has a massive bank he can replenish here. Normally this is the point where I'd go, well, the Protoss is at 60 army supply to the 30 of Dream. But take a look at what this consists of. Only 1 Tempest left, 4 Disruptors, 2 of them pretty injured, some Charge Lots and an Archon. This is not unsalvageable for Dream. It's going to be a tough hold, but a doable hold for a Blue Terran. Here comes some fresh medevacs. A forward factory is lost, as will be all these supply depots, but I think they're extraneous anyway. Yeah, he has plenty extra. Supply also buoyed by the extra command centers. Big DT play. Trying to make something happen at this planetary, but he doesn't really know if there's detection behind this for Dream, and of course a scan could be devastating. Otherwise he could just try to pick this missile turret, but I think Zoun's attention is more toward this right side of the map right now. Dream has replenished his ghost count. This is mostly Marines. I mean, there's not really siege tanks to speak of anymore for the Terran. There's not any siege tanks left for the Terran. 1 Thor is left to anchor the bio. A bunch of Marauders are going to be joining this army soon, but are they going to be joining it soon enough? Dream's doing his best here. He's almost remaxed. Ooh. This is starting to get dicey. So Dream is stealthily taking the bottom right corner base, it looks like. Shadow Stride DTs come in hot and fast, but they are not enough to clean up the drop. Dream's drops have been really good this game. I think there's like a Kingdom Heart game named that. Dream Drop Distance or something. The Dream Drop Kingdom Hearts have been really good this game. I don't play Kingdom Hearts. I imagine it's like I don't know. I can't even think of a good joke. It's just a weird game, man. Okay. We got a recall to the 5th base. Oh, massive EMPs hit every part of the Protoss army. The Archon, the centerpiece of Zoun's force defending this base, is deleted. Dream just hit the delete key on the Archon. Zoun trying to zone this out with disruptors. Dream did indeed take the bottom right corner base, is building a base on location here, and is re-expanding to the 6 o'clock. 9 probes dead for a red toss. Zoun closest the distance to this bottom right command center will catch a few SCVs out, but these are pretty easily replaceable at this point for Dream. We do have a transition into carriers as well. The Bio doing a lot of work on this main nexus, as well as shooting random gateways here. 4 of them are shut down from the pylon pick, as we noted. These are hella Artosis pylons. That's 7 gateways depowered now. Dream probably focusing on how he's going to defend and how he's going to take the left flank, blowing up a nexus there as well. Zoun defending this flank with disruptors, and it will be a highly successful disruptor defense. A DT chasing away the remaining units. Zoun knocking on the door of the Terran Natural, and I think at this point it's safe to say we have a full-on base race, folks. Now, I don't know. I think Zoun's army is really powerful here, but he really split himself between the defense and the attack. Disruptor shot mostly dodged by a pickup into the medevac. The medevac's just barely hanging on to get a full surround on the defending units of Zoun, and now Zoun is hurting for army supply. This carrier is out of shields. The Tempest starting to take hull damage. 3 Thors coming up behind the army. Recall for Zoun to try and defend what he has left. 2 Stargates still powered, but, you know, I doubt they're going to get units out before Dream shuts them down. Dream is able to stim under one of the carriers, almost gets the second before it tops off on shields at the shield battery. Will lose his expeditionary force as well, and we have a reset. Zoun left with basically, I mean, it's 1 full base and 2 half mining bases. He's got his Stargates in the natural, and these were all left. I thought at least a few of the gateways are going to be finished off, but no, 2 pylons. The low cost of 200 minerals, and Zoun has all his production back online. The Terran didn't really lose much in the way of production. 6 racks still operational. Does he have any factories? He has 1 factory. Okay, maybe he lost all his factories. I thought there were like 3 factories. There was 1 extra factory and he lost a while ago. Okay, he's been making all these Thors off of 1 factory for like 5 minutes. I'm surprised. Zoun sends in a couple charge lots to try and make a play, but there's just so many Marines here. Both players have enough economy. They can carry on a strong macro game. I think Dream is somewhat ahead here economically. Zoun still has 1,000 gas in the bank. Both players hurting for minerals. This is a big blink forward, but Dream's trading out. He didn't lose those units for free. He took quite a few stalkers down with him and will maintain military dominance. He's trying to come in for a surround on Zoun. Zoun senses the trap and blinks out, but he realizes he can't beat 90 army supply of Terran and is going to GG. These two have been having fun bantering all day. Cancel on the first NG Bay, second NG Bay under assault. And should be getting canceled here momentarily. There it is, plus 94 minerals. Zoun takes the second Nexus. Chrono on the Stalker, and it should be a delay on the natural of Dream. There's no stopping this for Dream. You can't get units out fast enough, especially when you're going Reaper into Reactor, and that Reaper is already across map. There is no Terran recall, contrary to popular belief. Once you send units to a location, they are stuck there and have to walk home or hitch a ride in a medevac in order to defend. So the Stalker moves up the ramp. There's no units to fight it. Dream, as a matter of fact, is supply blocked. Oh no. Oh god. Okay, well, with 2 SCVs dying, this is actually going to help Dream get out 2 Marines. And this supply depot is, like, done for. Oh my god. He can hit the bunker. This SCV pulled to try and finish the depot so it can be repaired. And with the Adept showing up, GG! Oh my god, Zoun takes a win. That wasn't just a Stalker. It wasn't just an Adept. It was an Alpha X Stalker and an Alpha X Adept. That's what gave it the extra power. Dream is doing another cheeky barracks location. Again, this does get the Reaper there to the enemy base very slightly earlier. It's like 1 second, 1.5 seconds, something like that. But this is mostly to throw off your opponent's scout, make them think you proxy them, and try to force an overreaction. So guys, Dream has Zoun to match point. If Dream wins, Zoun is eliminated, and Dream moves on to his second best of 5 to compete for even more prize money. If Zoun wins, well, we just go to game number 5. And it looks like Zoun's going to do it again. This should be a proxy Stargate. And that's what this location is feeling like to me. You just slap the Stargate down and a very short distance for an Oracle to travel to the Terran main. It's my prediction, but we'll see. We'll see. I probably cast or cursed it just by saying that. Bunker in the mineral line this time for Dream. Here comes the Reaper. The bunker will finish pretty much no matter what. Zoun is going to defend with a Stalker and will eventually shut this down. It's going to be annoying, though. He's going to be irritated. Oh my god, can he kill the SCV in time? He might be able to. He is! It was so close. It was so close to finishing, and there's the cancel from Dream. Zoun on the come up is going to be proxying a Stargate. It's got a scouting probe to the left side of the map. See anything incoming as well. Starport finishing for Dream. Reactor on the racks. Widowmine drop. Continuing to take shape. See a second barracks. Ooh, decides not to. Decides to get a supply depot. Doesn't want to get supply blocked. Doesn't want a disruption in that production. Reaper hops to the low ground, starts harassing probes. 2 of them have died. Dream packs up the medevac and moves forward, but is he going to run into a Stalker along the way? He is! He does run along to a Stalker. Several units of health taken off the medevac, and that's going to make Zoun's defense all the more easy. The Oracle finishing up at the Stargate. So as the Stalker intercepts, let's see if the mine hits go off. Well, they sure do, but they only take down the absolute minimum number of probes, which is 7. They kill 7. It's a very successful drop. Oh my god. It's always the third mine, man. It always gets me. But the Oracle trying to make a play. Only gets 2 SCVs. Dream taking a nice early lead over Zoun and saving all of his Widow Mines in the medevac as well. Okay, nice split against the first mine. Nice split against the second mine. Third mine gets an Adept. I always feel, look, it's a caster fail, all right? It's a caster fail when you miss a Widow Mine killing a bunch of probes. But I always try not to be hard on myself because I'm like, well, Zoun didn't see it either, right? It's his job to see this Widow Mine. He missed it too. I'm at least I have company. Oh my god. 8 more probes have gone down. Permacloak mines. Putting in tons of... Oh, is it gonna fire? No. Still too many seconds on the timer. I think this one might get to shoot. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be real close. No, there's no detection. Another 4 probes are dead. They are destroyed. And the Oracle can't attack because it's using all its energy to revelate. Oh my god. Effective plays from Dreams. 22 probes have died. 22. 22 probes to 3 SCVs. Zoun pushing forward through the mid-map with a bunch of stalkers. But with 2 tanks on the low grounds, I don't think this is going to be able to do very much at all. Even with Blink, it's still going to be very, very, very hard for Zoun to make something happen. There's a 3rd tank out now. The Oracle is out of position to spot a Blink to high grounds. I mean, that could be very effective. There's nothing up here defending, but now Dream's pushing forward, and this cliff is no longer a viable spot to leap into the Terran main. Oh! Nice picks on the medevacs. I really wish I knew what they were saying. It's my fault. It's my fault. Ignorant American, not learning Korean yet. I have a workbook, okay? I don't think Zoun's gonna have enough. He had to spend 1,100 minerals replacing probes. Yeah, that's GG. It's a lot of dead stalkers.